Before we start this video, there is something I would want to note. This entire video is completely based off of my opinion. If you disagree with some parts in this video, then that is totally fine. So, ULTRAKILL. It's a game about ultra killing. So, this game is based off of heaven and hell. So, let's just get the plot down. You're a robot named V1, and you are traveling down into hell for some unknown purpose. V1 was created to counter Earth movers, which is in the final level as of now. And so, you must progress through all 7 layers of hell to make it to the Earth mover. And so V1 has not yet made it to layer 8 and 9 because those are in development. So yeah, that's the base plot of the game. Now, gameplay wise, let's just see for ourselves. So first things you would note is that Nova, why is this game so bloody? Well, it's a game about heaven and hell, viewer. So yeah, this game is made with blood. There's no feature to turn it off, so if you are a younger player wanting to play ULTRAKILL, then you're just gonna have to deal with it. I'm sorry. So, you start off with this, so this is the base weapon, so this is the ultimate weapon, so it's basically just like so yeah, like sometimes you see like it pause to white. That, my friend, is called a feature. You probably heard in some other videos of ULTRAKILL, like or something. I don't know. So like take this for example. He throws a red orb, and then I punch when it's about to hit him. That redirects it right back to him. Ultimately destroy. Now this doesn't kill everything in the game. It just does a good amount of damage. So with the pistol, if you charge it up and then shoot a thing with glass, then it will break. That is a very small feature, but it will reoccur in the game. So you can also ground slash to kill enemies in the game. It doesn't instantly kill any enemy in the game again. It just does damage. And then the first boss, Malicious Face, or as he calls it, Breeze is a fun thing. I love it. I completely destroyed him. Yeah. Anyway, that is the first level of ULTRAKILL. So, this game is very, very intense. So, if you physically cannot play standard, like you have no idea what is going on, then you can switch down to lenient or harmless. Secondly, difficulties. So, there are, as of now, 5 difficulties in the game. There's going to be 6 in the future, but the final difficulty is in construction. So let's start off with Harmless, the easiest difficulty in the game. Harmless, absurdly slow enemies and attacks. Damage is still high, but even a mountain could dodge their attacks. Recommended for players who want a stress-free experience. So, if you are absolute buns at ULTRAKILL, like me, or you just want to relax and play ULTRAKILL on like a road trip or something, then this is the go-to difficulty for you. And then let's move on to Lenient. High damage, but slower attacks and passive enemies. Tension is still high, but damage is easier to avoid. Recommended for players who want a less strict experience. This is basically like standard, but damage is a bit easier to avoid, so attacks are slower. And then on to standard, the base difficulty of the game. Normal enemies and high damage. Attacks are easy to avoid, but carelessness will result in a swift death. Recommended for first-time players. This is my main difficulty, so if you're getting into ULTRAKILL, then this is the base difficulty for you. So, if this is your first playthrough, then definitely go with standard. And then on to Violent. Violent. Fast and aggressive enemies and high damage. Quick thinking, mobility options, or situational awareness are essential. Recommended for players who have already gotten used to the game's pace and mechanics. This is standard, but a step up. Malicious Face, the first boss, now becomes enraged when he is close to dying. Attacks are faster now, so be careful about that. And enemies are also faster, like filths. So if you've beaten ULTRAKILL a few times and standard really isn't a challenge for you, then you can move up to Violent. I'm sure you can do it, probably. And then on to the very hard category. Brutal. Extremely aggressive enemies and high damage. A full arsenal and extensive knowledge of the game are expected. Any slip-ups are punished harshly. Recommended for players who already have considerable experience with the game and are looking for a fresh challenge. This is the current hardest difficulty. ULTRAKILL Must Die is in development. So whoever's P-ranked Olive Brutal, then yeah, good job. You're really good at ULTRAKILL. So enemies are very fast. They do pretty high damage, and even one slight slip up could end you or kill you. So if you're really good at ULTRAKILL, like you're really good at Violent, then move on to Brutal. You can probably do it. So yeah, those are difficulties. And then difficulty can be further adjusted in Assist Options menu. Alright, so if you're on the main menu of ULTRAKILL, then you will see 4 things. The play button, options, the museum, we'll get to this later, and then the quit button to, well, quit the game. Anyway, options. So I will go over these buttons except quit because it's pretty self-explanatory. Alright, so play. This just boots you into the difficulty select screen, so you can pick your difficulty and get right into the action. And then options. This is where like you can tweak and adjust something so you can have the peakest play performance. So let's start off with a general. So weapons. There's an option to remember last used weapon variation, I would not suggest using this. And then weapon position. This just changes your weapon position. And so there's right, this is the base one. Middle, it just places your gun in the middle of your screen, not like the center, just on the bottom middle. And then the left, it places your gun on the left bottom if we're left-handed. And then screen shake, it is 100% by default, but you can increase it all the way to juice, or you can just have none if you don't like shaking. And then the parry screen flash, if you are epileptic, then I would recommend turning this off. I don't know if it's epileptic, I'm not epileptic, so I would keep this on if I were you. And then camera tilt, I have no idea what that is, but yeah, if anyone can tell me what that is in the comments, then please do. And then seasonal events, things like Easter, Halloween, and Christmas, etc. And then, yeah, turn this off if you're heartless and do not like seasons. And then level leaderboards. So, at the end of the level, you will see leaderboards on who has beaten it the fastest with any rank or P-ranked it the fastest. So shout out to my two friends who play ULTRAKILL. So whoever can beat it the fastest is at the top, and whoever can beat it the fastest with a P rank gets the top leaderboard. So yeah, that's fun. Anyway. So yeah, that is level leaderboards. And then mission restart quit warning. So basically if like you're going for a P rank and then you like died, then you're probably gonna quit or restart the level. And so it just gives you a warning to make sure you're going to restart or quit. And so you can have it always on. This is the base one. Cyber grind only. We'll get to the cyber grind later. Then always off. It never gives you a warning. I would suggest having it always on, since if you're like doing really good and then you accidentally quit with a P rank, like on P-2, we'll get to that later, then yeah, it's gonna be pretty heartbreaking. So yeah, that's that. And so sandbox save overwrite warning. I have no idea what that means, but someone please tell me. And then Discord integration. So let me pull up my Discord, for example. Hold on. Hold on. Where do I go? Here, I'm just gonna go here. So, like, if you're, like, this is my profile, for example. If it shows you what you're playing, and so it shows your style, how much style points you have, I'll get to that later, again, and your rank. So yeah, that's Discord integration. At least that's what I think it is. Anyway, let me close that. Anyway, so yeah, that's Discord integration. The advanced options. Alright, so this is like specific levels. So yeah, like cyber grind. We will get to that in a minute. Chill, ULTRAKILL. I'm explaining options. Alright, so you can just reset your high score and what wave you got to. And then level 5-2, this is a level in the Wrath layer. So you can disable water scrolling or water waves. It's very simple. And then level 7-1, always remain dark. I keep that off. These are all of the default settings. They're all off by default. So pause if you need to read that, because I am moving on to controls. So basically, if you play on keyboard and mouse, then you'll have this whole thingamajig for your keybinds. So you have look sensitivity, invert x-axis. I have no idea what these two mean. Please explain it. Controller rumble. I'm not gonna go through this. I'm very sorry. Scroll weapons with mouse wheel if you're a Kibi and Dem player. Weapon scroll type, weapons, variations in both. Reverse scroll direction, I have no idea what that means. And then, if you're a controller player, then, you only have these options to work with. You only have 8 options. But if you're a keyboard and mouse player, then you have a lot more options here. So, I'm not gonna bother reading all of this, since, yeah. Anyway, on to graphics. Graphics are crucial. Alright, so resolution, this is just resolution, blah blah blah. So yeah, and then full screen, basically if you turn it off, then you can move your ULTRAKILL application or client around. I'd suggest having it on full screen since I don't like the thing above here. And then a VSync, I have no idea what that means. And then target frame rate, no idea what that means as well. So if anyone knows what these are, then please tell me. And then field of view, this is just your FOV on how much you can see. I'd recommend having it on 105 since that is the base one. And then your brightness, it's just 1 by default, so you can increase it, yada yada. And then disable new shaders, I have no idea what that means, but yeah. And then, what is this? I'm gonna keep that off. And then PSX, toned down for more visual clarity. So this game was built, was made to think you're on a PS1 or something, I don't know. And so basically it just has a more simpler design, the quality is a bit more down, so yeah, you can see visible pixels on your screen. So pause if you want to read this. I have no idea what it is. Anyway, performance, simpler explosions, simpler fire, simpler spawn effects. Oh wait, there is a gore category. Alright, so the gore category. I did not know this exists. Alright, so gore. There's an option to disable blood and gore. So younger audiences, if you want to play ULTRAKILL, then good job. If Timmy is 5 years old and he found ULTRAKILL, then he can disable blood and gore for a more family-friendly experience. And then freeze gore physics. I have no idea what that means. Max blood stains. This is just the amount of blood stains that are on the floor. Blood stain chance. I'd recommend having it on 50% since, yeah, it's gonna get a bit messy on 100. And max gore per room. I have no idea what that means. Anyway, on to audio. There's not a lot. So your master volume is just your max volume for both sound effect and music. Keep it at 100. Yeah. I'd recommend having on. I'm turning that down. Anyway, so, and then sound effects are just how loud your sound effects are. And music, this is music that's playing right now. And then MISC, or MISC. Subtitles, it's just what the enemies are saying, like Gabriel, Minos Prime, other things. I'm not gonna spoil it all. And then muffle music while underwater. So, if you're in a water level, then when you go underwater, then the music will muffle. So, there's an option to disable that. I would recommend keeping it on. Oh wait. Anyway, assist. So there's 3 type of assists. Minor assists and major assists. So, let's start off with minor assists. So auto aim. If you are a controller player, then ULTRAKILL will ask you if you want to turn auto aim on. It's recommended that you have this on since your sensitivity is pretty low. So I would keep this on, and then auto aim amount. This is just the amount of auto aim. I keep it at 100 because I cannot aim properly. Anyway. Then enemy silhouettes. I keep this off. I don't know why. And then major assists. So this is like if you're struggling with a part of the game, then you can enable major assists, but there's some things to note with these on. I will read it. Major assists consists of modifiers that change the game and its balance considerably. If major assists is enabled at any point during a mission, the rank gained upon completion will have a blue background. This background can be removed by achieving the same rank or higher, with major assists disabled for the duration of the entire mission. Perfect ranks, or P ranks, and cybergrind high scores cannot be achieved with major assists enabled. So you have an option to decline or enable. I'm going to enable it only for entertainment purposes. I do not use major assists, I promise you. Anyway, game speed. You can just change it if, like, you have no idea what is going on, if there's a lot of blood on your screen and crap. And then damage taken. I have no idea what that means. And then boss fight difficulty override. So, you can just change the, like, boss fight difficulty from harmless to lenient to standard to violent or to brutal. I don't know why violent or brutal would be reasonable since you have major assists on. And then infinite stamina. So basically this just gives you infinite dashes, so yeah. And then disable whiplash hard damage. We will get to that in a minute. So basically it just removes hard damage when you use the whiplash. Actually, I'm just gonna explain it here. So when you use a whiplash on an enemy, either light or heavy, then it gets rid of some health for a short amount of time. But if you're playing stylishly, then it goes away faster. So yeah. And then disable all hard damage. So hard damage just doesn't exist. And then disable weapon freshness. If you're like playing, if you want to play stylishly, like if you use a weapon for too long, then that weapon will get dull, and your stylicity will go away and decrease. And then disable assist pop-up. I have no idea what that means. Someone please explain it to me. So I'm turning that off now. And then saves. This, you can have 5 saves total. Slot 1, slot 2, slot 3, slot 4, and slot 5. So yeah. So, like, you can have multiple saves here. I'm currently on slot 5, so it shows our current slot which you are equipped it on, with a yellow, filled in. If it's black, then, you were not equipped it on that one. Very self-explanatory. There's no options for it. And customization. You can pause and read this. I don't want to read options anymore. Anyway, so that is the options category. Let's move on to the museum. So, before the Ultra revamp update, it was just a dark credit screen, but now the credits are now a fully interactable level. It's a massive museum with all of the developers who participated in developing the game. So there's Francis XIE, Jericho Russ, Big Rock BMP, Maximilian Avison, Victoria Holland, and then a lot more. They also have plushies, which you can also sacrifice to the trash can. You're an absolute monster. And then, when you walk into the main room, you might see a big statue. This is Dave Oshry, CEO of New Blood, which is the people who made ULTRAKILL and a lot of other games. So he has a massive statue carrying a dog. I think that's his real life picture. And then there's also some custom weapons you can move around with. These are scrapped weapons that were going to be implemented, but were ultimately removed before the final release. So this is just a low power laser beam. It was scrapped because you can just use things with this weapon. And then there is the scrapped shotgun. Basically, you can just shoot at the platform. It was a bit too overpowered, so it was ultimately scrapped. But yeah, and then over here are the old designs of the weapons. And then there's a big door. I have no idea what this is used for or is meant for. So yeah. And then this is the old and new. 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 And this is the old and new. And then, yeah. This is basically just the development. This is the theater, which is basically just a development history of ULTRAKILL. So yeah, it's the ULTRAKILL development history. So, yeah, that is the museum. There's a lot more things here that I would cover, but, this video has been 30 minutes long. Well, I recorded it, so, anyway. So yeah, that is the museum, and then the quit button, it just closes your ULTRAKILL client. So anyway, let's move on to the cyber grind. So, the cyber grind is basically just infinite boss rush. I think there's like 50 waves. So basically, like when you land on here, it's just a big boss rush, bunch of enemies everywhere. So when you kill all the enemies, it destroys blade, and move on to the next one. This repeats until you eventually inventory 50 or die. And so, something I absolutely love about the cyber grind is that you can change the themes, the music, the patterns, the waves. So yeah, this is the cyber grind. So if you've done like everything in the cyber grind, well, try to make it very quickly on videos. Understand? Then I will give yourself a pat on the back because you probably should have this challenge in all of your Anyway, so that is the cyber grind. Anyway, on to encores. So these are basically just revamps of the first levels in every layer. It goes all the way down to treachery. These two were not out since well, layer 8 and 9 aren't out. So you can only play 0-E and 1-E as of right now. But the rest will be released in the future. So yeah, that's basically all there is to it in encores. They're just harder revamps of the first level in every layer. Anyway, on the Prime Sanctums. So, these are challenges that to unlock, you need to do a few steps. So firstly, if you look at my save file for standard, you will notice that I have yellow outlines on my acts. Those are P rank outlines. So what you need to do to get it is you need to get every secret, complete every challenge, and complete every P rank in that act. So when you P rank all of Act 1 with all the secrets and challenges complete, I believe it might only be P ranks. Then in Gluttony, there's a secret detour in the thumbnail of 3-1, and so go in there and you will see the P-1 entrance. And so when you've gotten all the P ranks, all secrets and challenges in that act, then the door will slowly open, and you will unlock P-1. So, P-1. I'm just gonna go into the level and let you see what this is. I'm not gonna further elaborate. Alright, so anyway, this boss is pretty dang hard. I do not know what I'm doing at all. It's also massive. Yeah, that's Flush Prison for you. And so if you P-rank every level with every secret and every challenge, in Act 2, then in Cry for the Weeper, or 6-1, you will find a door. I don't know where it is. You're just gonna have to find it. And then you will unlock the true hardest level in the game as of now. Meet P-2, the hardest level in the game. So, I'm not gonna bother playing this since, yeah. So watch a different video and you will see how unfathomably treacherous this is. So, if you P-rank both of these, good job. You're insanely good at ULTRAKILL. If you beat it on Brutal, you're insanely gooder at ULTRAKILL. So yeah. And then the sandbox. This might look pretty familiar to you if you've ever played Gary's mod. So, meet the sandbox. This is where you can test a bunch of things, like you can place down, 50 Sisyphus primes. So yeah. So yeah, that's sandbox mode in a nutshell. Anyway, so that, we have finished the review of ULTRAKILL, the ultra review of ULTRAKILL. So, my overall rating for this game would be a 9 out of 10. Definitely go play it. Anyway, with that, the ultra review of ULTRAKILL is done. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye, and Merry Ultramas.